Did you know that Sir Alec Guinness warned James Dean that if he purchased the little sports car Dean had dubbed Little Bastard, he'd be dead within a week? Sure enough, 1 week later, Dean crashed the 1955 Porsche Spyder and died. Hey, I'm Mike. I studied film, I work in TV, and if you love movies as much as I do, hit that subscribe button and get notified when new content's posted. In 1955, the general public only knew James Dean from his role in East of Eden. He was a rising young star, sure, but Rebel Without a Cause and Giant, the two films which cemented Dean as a certifiable superstar, weren't even released yet. Dean had completed filming them, but neither had been released. Then, on September 23rd, 1955, against the advice from Warner Brothers, who specifically forbid Dean from racing, James Dean bought the 1955 Porsche Spyder 550 with intentions on racing her in the upcoming first annual Salinas Optimus Club Road Car Sports Race, which was to be held at the Salinas Municipal Airport on October 1st and 2nd, just 8 days later. This was a big race, and Dean would be competing against some serious driving talent. He had the number 130, which was the number assigned to him for the race, painted on the front hood and rear deck lid, and both doors in black non-permanent paint. It was painted in washable paint specifically because Dean didn't yet have his permanent California Club racing license, only a provisional one. And for good measure, he had the moniker Little Bastard painted below the Porsche logo on the trunk. The name Little Bastard was a nickname Dean adopted after Warner Brothers studio chief Jack Warner once called him that for refusing to vacate his trailer on the lot. So Dean took the insult and put it on his car. Always the rebel. The car was a thing of beauty, all decked out in her racing stripes. A week before the fatal crash, Dean met with British actor Alec Guinness, who took one look at the car and got an ominous feeling. In a premonition worthy of his future Obi-Wan Kenobi role, Guinness called the car sinister and gave Dean a fateful warning. He told Dean that if he drove that car, he'd be dead within a week. Here, listen to Sir Alec Guinness tell it.
And then I heard feet running down the street, and it was James Dean. He said, "Will you come and join me?" So we said, yes, very kind of him. And then going back into the restaurant, he said, "Oh, before we go in, I must show you something. I've just got a new car." And there in the courtyard of this little restaurant was I don't know what the car was, some little silver, very smart thing, all done up in cellophane with a bunch of roses tied to its bonnet. And I said, "How fast can you drive in this?" He said, "Oh, I can do 150 in it." And I said, "Have you driven it?" He said, "No, I've never been in it at all." And some strange thing came over me, some almost different voice. And I said, "Look, I won't join your table unless you want me to, but I must say something. Please do not get into that car, because if you do," and I looked at my watch, and I said, "if you get into that car at all, it's now Thursday, whatever the date was, 10 o'clock at night, and by 10 o'clock at night next Thursday, you'll be dead if you get into that car." I said, "Oh, nonsense." So we had dinner, we had a charming dinner, and he was dead the following Thursday afternoon.
If you're a race fan, you'll see something fishy about this. You'll know that drivers don't usually drive their race cars on public roads. They're typically trailered or towed around. Dean's daily driver was actually a station wagon, which he intended on towing Little Bastard to the race with. But Little Bastard didn't have enough miles on her to qualify for the race. So on the fateful night of September 30th, 1955, Dean was trying to put some mileage on Little Bastard to qualify her for the upcoming race. James Dean was just 24 years old. But the story of Little Bastard doesn't end there. The remains of the car were purchased by famed car customizer George Barris for $2,500, who originally intended on charging people to see the morbid artifact. When Little Bastard was trucked to his shop, the car slipped off the trailer and broke one of his mechanic's legs. Ultimately, Barris decided to sell the car for parts. He sold Little Bastard's engine to Dr. William Eschrid, a fellow car enthusiast who used it in his Lotus 9. Some other parts were sold to Dr. Troy McHenry. In their next race, driving their cars with Little Bastard's parts, both men crashed their vehicles. McHenry died from his accident when his car hit a tree. Then, two of the tires which were sold off exploded simultaneously, causing the driver of that car to run off the road. Speculation started to swirl that Little Bastard's parts were somehow cursed and caused the accidents. Furthermore, the remnants of Little Bastard's crushed body were used by the California Highway Patrol to show off the importance of highway safety. In 1960, while being transported after a safety exhibit tour, the wrecked Porsche vanished. It was reportedly shipped in a sealed rail car and never arrived. Despite numerous claims over the years, the remains of the car have never been conclusively recovered. The only known remaining part of the car, the transaxle, was discovered in Massachusetts in 2020 and sold for $387,000 in 2021. Me, I wouldn't go near it, but you do you. So what do you think? Was Little Bastard cursed, or are all these things just a coincidence? I'd love to read your thoughts in the comments below. As always, Films About Community. I'm Mike, and I love movies.